history is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy
Causing the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. As soon as some of your men.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station, fellas.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Midday.
Right now at midday, a homicide investigation at a local hospital after a truck riddled with bullets drives up to an emergency room. What we're learning in the case in a live report.
The countdown to Super Tuesday is on, but not without another showdown. Democrats seeking to slow down Bernie Sanders' momentum in a debate tonight in the Palmetto State. That's all ahead.
Happy Mardi Gras!
And one of the biggest parties in the world underway in New Orleans. Fat Tuesday celebrations are in full swing, or shake as that guy's doing right there. Coming up, we'll have a live look at all the fun. But first, what happened? That is what investigators are trying to sort out after a truck riddled with bullets pulled up to the emergency room at LBJ Hospital in Northeast Houston. Good morning. I'm Sophia Okita. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Christine Noel. So right now we know that one person has died. Channel 2's Taisha Walker has been following the story since our morning newscast. She's joining us live now with the latest. Taisha?
Christine, good morning. That truck is no longer here outside of the emergency room of LBJ Hospital. It has been taken away so that investigators can further scan it for any sort of evidence. But the surviving victim is still here at the hospital receiving treatment. Houston police are searching for answers to two major questions this morning. Where was this truck coming from around 4:30 this morning, and who shot it up?
We're not sure where. Here in town at an address, we're not sure where the shooting occurred.
Homicide investigators say the shooting happened outside of the white pickup truck. Several bullets struck the passenger side and shattered both front glass windows. Detectives say when the truck pulled up to the emergency entrance of the hospital, one of the men jumped out for help.
I just know that he came in, informed the hospital staff and maybe the security guard, not sure which one, that they needed help, and they got him in there as quickly as they could.
The passenger died. The driver was treated at the hospital for a gunshot wound to his face. Investigators are hoping to learn the identities of the two men soon to try to piece together where they were and what might have led up to the shooting. Investigators are asking for the public's help on this one. They are asking anyone that recalls hearing or knows about a shooting that took place overnight, particularly on the north side, to call Crime Stoppers. That number 713-222-TIPS. Reporting live on the north side, Taisha Walker, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Taisha, thank you for the latest there. A man accused of killing 3 generations of a family in a fiery crash is going before a judge for the first time since that crash. This all happened earlier this month at the intersection intersection of Antoine Drive and the Beltway 8 Service Road. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli was in the courtroom, joins us live now with what happened today. Vincent, the judge set Gregory Smith's bond pretty high.
Sophia, that's right. The judge set Smith's bail at $800,000 and said he was a danger to society. Smith is charged with 3 counts of intoxication manslaughter and 1 count of assault on a public servant. Each count carries a $200,000 bond. Smith appeared before the judge, shackled, disheveled, and in a wheelchair. His first appearance has been pushed back twice due to Smith being hospitalized. 30-year-old Smith is accused of driving high on PCP and causing a deadly crash earlier this month. Authorities say Smith blew through a red light, smashed into 2 vehicles. One of the vehicles, a van, burst into flames. Inside, 3 people died. A grandmother, mother, and her baby. Sean Tier, head of the DA's Vehicular Crime Division, says he's working to upgrade the manslaughter charges to felony murder.
What we have right now are 3 charges of intoxication manslaughter. As I said in court, those charges are likely to be upgraded in the next week to 10 days.
And Gregory Smith's defense attorney.
He believes that this was exactly what it was, an accident, a tragic accident. And once again, he's very remorseful. He is torn up about the loss of life.
And if Smith is convicted of 3 counts of intoxication manslaughter, he could face up to 70 years behind bars. If he's convicted of felony murder, he could face life. Reporting live downtown, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Vince, thank you. New developments now in the coronavirus crisis. South Korea now has the 2nd most cases of the new coronavirus, and fear has halted everyday life in one of the largest cities. Daegu streets are a ghost town after South Korea announced more than 900 coronavirus cases. The new coronavirus has already killed 11 people there. Many people waited in lines for hours just to buy masks. The government says it has a support system to fight against the virus.
Well, you hear the music and you know it's time for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Right now, trail riders are making their way to Houston. Sky 2 Cam is above the Southwest Trail. Check out those riders. They're probably taking a pit stop there. They're on 521, FM 521, just south of Arcola. Will soon be making a stop at Heritage Rose Elementary. They'll take part in this weekend's big parade downtown to officially kick off the rodeo.
And boy, do they have a nice morning for it. The sunshine is nice. It's not raining on them. Maybe like yesterday morning.
Oh, no rain.
Usually it's cold and wet for trail rides, so they're probably just basking in that sunshine. And what wonderful things we have going on. We have the trail ride going on, and then of course it's Mardi Gras. So here's a live look at the Strand. Very quiet. I'm sure it'll be a little different later on today. Temperatures at the coast today will be reaching about 70 right now, 62 degrees, a beautiful lunch hour in Galveston. Meanwhile, here's a live look over the Southwest Freeway from our tower camera. Nothing but sunshine out there. We'll see more cloud cover this afternoon as a cold front will be rolling through. Can't tell temperature-wise, though, just yet. We're in the 60s right now, still holding on to the upper 50s in Huntsville. That's where our cold front is moving through. And as we go into the afternoon, we're going to top off in the 70s because we'll stay south of that cold front, at least for this afternoon. But different story for tonight. Those temperatures start to drop, and it's going to get cold. We are looking at a winter blast coming up for Wednesday with freezing temperatures by Thursday morning. A lot in your forecast, Sophia, coming up next, so make sure that you stay tuned. Over to you.
All right, Britta, sounds good. Thank you. And remember, you can track these temperatures anytime you want. All you have to do is download Frank's free forecast weather app. Just search KPRC in your Apple or Android app store.
Hey, it is a party on Bourbon Street, getting a live look from New Orleans as folks celebrate this Fat Tuesday. The Carnival's festivities are almost over, but not without this big old celebration, and surely will be happening for hours to come. And Fat Tuesday is the last day before Lent begins on Ash Wednesday. That's when it's often associated with overindulging on food and drink. While Mardi Gras has its origin in ancient Roman times, the colorful and lavish modern celebrations began in 16th century France. After all, Mardi Gras is French for Fat Tuesday. Liz McLaughlin reports from the French Quarter of New Orleans.
Crews are finishing the cleanup from last night's party as revelers get some rest and prepare to come back and do it all over again for Mardi Gras. Soon, crowds will pack the streets as far as the eye can see, ready to celebrate Fat Tuesday and catch some beads raining down on them from all these balconies on Bourbon Street. About 25 million beads is what New Orleans will be tasked to clean up by the end of the day. I'm Liz McLaughlin in the famous French Quarter. Back to you.
Liz McLaughlin reporting. Thank you. A 15-year-old boy has been charged in the shooting of his 5-year-old sister. Police say the teen turned himself in last night. The shooting happened yesterday at an apartment complex on West 34th Street near Mangum. And police say the girl's mother woke up to a gunshot in the middle of the night and found her daughter shot. The mother claims she saw her son panicking, pick up a gun laying in the living room, and then he ran away. The girl is being treated at the hospital but is expected to survive. What led up to that shooting is still not clear.
Alcohol may have played a role in a crash that killed one man in Humboldt. According to Harris County deputies, 65-year-old Joseph Mize somehow lost control of his car on Old Humboldt Road and then crashed into a fire hydrant and through a gate at the complex. We're told the car then flipped and landed on its side. Investigators say Mize had been at a bar before that crash happened. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez also reported that Mize's family first thought that he had been arrested again for DWI before being notified of the deadly crash.
Here's a live look at the Leaning Tower of Dallas. Yes, Dallas in Texas. You can still see it, still standing there. Demolition crews are still trying to knock it down after Monday's effort merely knocked down dust. The size of the wrecking ball was no match for the Leaning Tower. The tower became a social media sensation with people snapping selfies as they went on by.
Almost like Pisa.
Yeah,
but not quite.
Just here at home.
Yeah.
Well, new developments in the case against Harvey Weinstein.
The disgraced movie mogul makes a stop at the hospital before going to jail. Coming up, the latest on his condition.
And next, face off before Super Tuesday. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are neck and neck in South Carolina. They are just two of the candidates who'll take part in tonight's Democratic debate. A look at how things are stacking up.
Tonight at 10.
The battle for the Democratic presidential nomination moves to South Carolina as the Palmetto State holds its primary this Saturday. But before that, Democratic presidential contenders square off in one more debate. NBC's Susan McGinnis breaks it all down for us.
After winning the Nevada caucuses, frontrunner Bernie Sanders now has his sights on South Carolina. His target, President Trump.
A president who is a pathological liar, who is running a corrupt administration.
I feel we're going to win the election because what we've done for jobs and for the military, for the vets, what we've done for health care.
But for his opponents, it's about stopping Sanders.
I don't think he can beat Donald Trump and keep a Democratic Senate, or get a Democratic Senate and keep a Democratic House.
Former Vice President Joe Biden, who came in #2 in Nevada behind Sanders, now leads in South Carolina, a must-win state for him. Biden will reportedly win a key endorsement Wednesday from South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn and hopes to lock in South Carolina's African-American vote. But to beat Sanders in the Palmetto State, this group will have to score big at tonight's 10th Democratic debate. Former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg hoping to regain momentum after coming under attack from all sides at the last debate.
The language he used.
The other billionaire on tonight's stage, Tom Steyer.
I don't even know what a democratic socialist is, but I'm pretty sure we need a private sector to get stuff done.
But for some, it's about turnout.
I'm just asking you to talk to your friends and tell them about me.
A make or break debate before a crucial primary. And tonight's debate will also be the last debate before Super Tuesday coming up next week when more than a dozen states have their contests. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
A new legal chapter in the Roger Stone saga starts today. A U.S. District Court judge will consider what to do regarding a motion from Stone's lawyers claiming alleged misconduct from a juror. The motion's details haven't been released, but they're believed to be linked to a jury foreperson, Tomika Hart. In 2012, Hart, an attorney, lost a Democratic nomination bid for Tennessee's 9th District. She also posted to Facebook comments that defended the team of lawyers who prosecuted Stone. President Trump has commented in public and on Twitter that he thinks Hart was biased and that a new trial for Stone is in order. Now to a developing story. Harvey Weinstein has been hospitalized after being found guilty yesterday on 2 sexual assault charges. Weinstein is under observation at Bellevue Hospital for high blood pressure and heart palpitations. He was taken to the hospital as authorities were transporting him to the jail. It is not clear when Weinstein will be taken there. Jurors found Weinstein guilty on 2 charges, first-degree criminal sexual assault and third-degree rape. He was acquitted of 3 other charges.
Denver's ban on pit bull dogs will remain in effect. Yesterday, the city council failed to override the mayor's veto of a bill that would allow pit bulls to be licensed in Denver. Earlier this month, the council voted to repeal the ban, but that was quickly vetoed by Mayor Michael Hancock. The pit bull ban was enacted back in 1989 after 20 people were attacked by pit bulls in a 5-year span.
NASA is giving us a look at something that only a few have ever seen before. This is a look at the far side of the moon. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter spacecraft is sending data that gives us the point of view of Apollo 13 astronauts. The video features 4K resolution of lunar surface views, including Earthset and sunrise. Pretty cool.
It's amazing. Yeah. The resolution on that.
It's pretty incredible.
Phenomenal. I would love to hear the comments of the brave men that have actually orbited the moon, how they feel about seeing those images.
Yes, yeah,
probably the clearest thing that they've seen since they actually saw it.
Great.
Wow, unbelievable stuff. So back here on Earth, a pretty good day. Yeah, the sun's out, so it makes a huge difference. It's going to be a great Tuesday. Big changes for tonight, though. We're looking at windy, cold weather moving in. Tomorrow, it's going to be brisk, so I hope you have all your layers ready to go. Let's talk about some good stuff, though. This little guy's ready to Mardi Gras. Look at that. Yeah, so he's celebrating Fat Tuesday. We'd love to see your photos. Go ahead and send them to our weather app. Meanwhile, this is a live look into Galveston. Very quiet on the Strand. Temperatures right now on the island in the low 60s. We're going to top off around 70 degrees. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. This is a live look from our tower camera here at Channel 2 News. Again, a lot of sunshine out there. The cold air, it's not going to arrive until later tonight, so we're still going to be in the upper 60s to low 70s. Just a really beautiful, pleasant day to be out and about. Notice that it is slightly cooler up to the north. That's where that cold air is starting to filter in, and that cold front already working its magic. As I said, we're expecting about 74 degrees here in town, and then we'll cool things off tonight. That's a look at the satellite. Those clouds starting to push out with that north wind kicking in, and eventually that north wind is going to be winning out and really bringing in that cold, cold air, and that's going to be happening tomorrow. It's going to be windy on top of the lower temperatures, so we'll wake up in the 40s. It's going to feel like the 30s when you factor in the wind. So if you do have little ones that wait at the bus stop, make sure that they are dressed appropriately tomorrow because it's going to be a cold start. Meanwhile, the afternoon, not much of a warm up. We're going to keep it in the 50s, but as we get closer to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yes, we have a warm up just in time for the weekend. That ridge of high pressure is moving out to the east, and that brings back that south breeze. It is key because it brings in that nice, warm, mild air from the Gulf. So we're looking at really good stuff once we go into the weekend. But before we get there, we do have the freezing temperatures. The coldest snap is going to be arriving Thursday morning. That's when we have the calm winds, the clear skies, the perfect setup. So we're anticipating freeze here in town. That freeze line reaching all the way down to about I-10, but there's certain spots that should be on the lookout. Sugar Land, Angleton, your spots within Fort Bend County and Brazoria County that tend to run a little cold. Right now, it's going to be a close call. If you have sensitive plants, it's a good idea just to cover everything up, put it inside. No threat to pipes. This is just a light freeze that we're forecasting, but it's definitely going to be very cold on Thursday morning. So there's a full look at that 10-day forecast. Definitely a roller coaster ride. We're spring-like today, winter for the next few days, and then Friday into the weekend, beautiful weather. We'll have nice, cool mornings, pleasant afternoons in the 70s, and a lot of fun stuff on that 10-day. We have rodeo, and then, of course, we have Dynamo's home opening game happening on Sunday. So go over to BBVA. It's a, pitch that tends to be a little hot during the summer, so if you can get these early games in and enjoy it, it's really pleasant and a fun time with the family.
Looking wonderful. All right, Britta, thank you.
Thanks, Britta. Well, coming up, how you can get free pancakes while helping a good cause. I'm totally in. We'll have that information coming up next.
In the time it takes us to get through this newscast, hackers will attack hundreds of times trying to steal personal information. Coming up, we'll show you the best way to stop them and the defenses you may have heard about that are nothing more than myths.
All right, welcome back. We told you earlier in our newscast about these guys, the trail riders making their way to Houston. We are now over the Texas Independent Trail Riders. Here's a live look from our Sky 2 cam at this hour. They are traveling along FM 528 in Friendswood. Get some sunshine on
Yeah,
that.
they got a beautiful morning for it. In this morning's consumer news, Netflix is trying to make it easier for you to keep up with what everyone else is watching by introducing a top 10 road to their homepage. It'll be updated daily with the most popular titles from your home country. It will also change depending on how relevant show and movies are to your own interests. Netflix says subscribers can get an even better sense of what's trending by clicking on individual tabs to get top 10 lists for each category.
I like that. Well, how about this? Free pancakes at IHOP. It's all because today is National Pancake Day. The promotion runs until 7 tonight, and in addition to giving away free short stacks of buttermilk pancakes, the chain will also give away 250,000 instant win prizes with the Pancakes for Life sweepstakes. One grand prize winner will be paid $15,000 in gift cards. The event also raises money for IHOP to help its partners, $30 million for its charities since 2006.
May be a good day for breakfast for dinner.
Yep.
I don't know.
Taking the kids.
There we go. From passwords to two-factor authentication, these security measures lower our risk of getting hacked, but the risk is always there.
This morning, consumer expert Amy Davis is explaining some common misconceptions about online security that actually aren't helping.
Statistics show a hacker attacks every 39 seconds. That's an average of 2,244 times a day. And those misconceptions, things you've heard that you think make you safer, do not. Hackers are predators that can steal, damage, or destroy your most personal information. And there are a lot of myths about these cyber thieves. The first, an antivirus program will protect you from hackers.
It doesn't matter what antivirus you're using. If it's a new virus, chances are you're going to be infected by it.
Still, experts recommend installing just one antivirus as a safeguard. But your best protection is avoiding clicking on suspicious links or opening unfamiliar attachments. Another myth, hackers cannot intercept emails. They're actually capable of accessing your email account and reading messages sent out to third parties. That's why it's important to use more complex passwords with symbols and both upper and lowercase letters. Another fallacy, Apple products are too secure to be hacked.
Apple products absolutely can get infected, and Macs can get some of the absolute worst viruses you've ever seen.
And although it's much less common, your phone can get hacked too. Another myth, hackers only target big companies. Businesses of any size are at risk for security breaches, and anyone with a computer can be a target too. Here's something I didn't know. Running 2 antivirus software programs on your computer will not make you double protected. In fact, they can cancel each other out, and viruses can slip between the cracks, infecting your computer without either antivirus detecting it. I'm consumer expert Amy Davis, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Ahead on Channel 2 News at midday, a tearful tribute.
Not a dry eye in the house as fans and celebrities recall the moments that they remember about Kobe Bryant. A look back at the emotional celebration of life ceremony for the NBA legend and his daughter.
All right, so this bike might be stationary, but it definitely doesn't feel like that because I've been biking through other worlds all morning. Coming up next, I'll tell you where you can take a virtual reality class just like this one.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Midday.
Well, welcome back this Midday. Sophie and Christine with you this morning. Here's a look at some of the morning's other top stories.
Yeah, police want to know what happened before 2 men drove to a hospital with gunshot wounds. One of the men died after showing up to LBJ Hospital just after 4 this morning. The truck they were in was shot up through the passenger side and the windows there. The driver was shot in the face, but is expected to survive.
Bond is set for the man accused of killing 3 generations of a family in a fiery crash. This happened last month on Antoine Drive near Beltway 8. Gregory Smith admitted to being high on PCP at the time of that crash. He is charged with 3 counts of intoxication manslaughter and 1 count of assault on a public servant. Smith's bond is set at $200,000 per count.
Egypt's former president Hosni Mubarak, who ruled the country for almost 30 years before he was overthrown in a popular uprising, has died at the age of 91. Mubarak was a U.S. ally and supporter of the Middle East peace process. He was ousted and jailed back in 2011, becoming the second Arab dictator to fall in a wave of popular protests known as the Arab Spring. Mubarak was in the intensive care unit at a hospital in Cairo when he died.
A final goodbye to Kobe Bryant. Fans and superstars packed the Staples Center in Los Angeles for a powerful and emotional tribute to the basketball legend and his daughter Gianna, as well as 7 others who died in that helicopter crash in California last month. Miguel Almaguer has the moving celebration of life ceremony.
The tribute, the heartbreak, and the still unbearable loss. This, the final goodbye to Kobe Bryant and daughter Gianna.
My baby girl.
An overwhelming wave of emotion as Vanessa Bryant took the stage speaking publicly for the first time, celebrating her daughter Gigi.
Her smile took up her entire face, like mine. Kobe always said she was me. She had my fire, my personality and sarcasm. She was tender and loving on the inside.
The grief still vivid for her husband.
I couldn't see him as a celebrity, nor just an incredible basketball player. He was my sweet husband and the beautiful father of our children. He was mine. He was my everything.
Tens of thousands gathered here to celebrate all of the victims, including the 7 others who died when their helicopter crashed in foggy weather. Family members and friends all gone too soon.
I can only imagine how painful this is for them.
From across the country, fans came in droves, draped in purple and gold, gathering in the house that Kobe built for a tearful goodbye. Remembering him at center court, where Bryant held court for 20 years, the crowd erupting when Michael Jordan walked on stage.
In the game of basketball, in life, as a parent, Kobe left nothing in the tank. He left it all on the floor.
Jordan, an idol turned rival, then lifelong friend.
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. Please rest in peace, little brother.
In the stands where they cheered for Bryant through 5 championships, tonight there were tears, but at times also laughter.
But now it's time for us to continue your legacy. I'll look after things down here. I'll be sure to teach Natalia, Bianca, and Baby Capri all your moves, and I promise I will not teach them my free throw techniques.
A man much bigger than basketball, always the loving husband and father.
God knew they couldn't be on this earth without each other. He had to bring them home to heaven together. Babe, you take care of our Gigi. And I got Nani, Bibi, and Coco. We're still the best team.
That was Miguel Almaguer reporting there. Now to the latest in the investigation. NBC News has confirmed that Vanessa Bryant has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the helicopter company, saying they shouldn't have been flying in those weather conditions.
And just hours after speaking at Kobe and Gianna Bryant's memorial in Los Angeles, Oregon Ducks basketball star Sabrina Ionesco was up the California coast in Stanford, making NCAA history. Ionesco needed just 9 rebounds to reach 1,000 career boards, and with just under 2 minutes left to play in the third, she grabbed an air ball from the Ducks' bitter rivals to reach that milestone. She becomes the first player in D1 history, men or women, to rack up at least 2,000 career points, 1,000 career assists, and 1,000 rebounds. And she had just said when she was interviewed that she knew Kobe was with her and looking down on her.
Tapping into that inspiration, without a doubt.
Good for her. All right, we do want to switch gears and check in with Britta to see how our day is shaping up. It's a nice afternoon out there.
Yeah, it is really nice. Good morning. So here's a live look at our tower camera. A lot of sunshine out there, and we are in for just a beautiful Tuesday. Take advantage of today. Tomorrow's going to be very wintry. If you like the winter temperatures, you're going to love it as well, but all of us will need to bundle up tomorrow. Right now, just a light sweater is all you need. We're at 64 degrees here in town, 62 in Galveston, still in the upper 50s in Huntsville. And this afternoon, we're going to be pushing into the 70s. Just a very quiet, delightful Tuesday. The cold air, that is moving in tonight, and you're going to feel the difference as we wake up early tomorrow morning. This afternoon, our temperatures pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. We'll be slightly cooler off to the northwest, where the north wind is kind of already pulling in that cooler air. We'll be in the mid-60s. Meanwhile, here here in the metro area, low 70s, and about 70 degrees at the coast expected. So it's going to be a beautiful Tuesday. We'll talk about the cold and windy Wednesday coming up next, and also let you know when we could see some freezing temperatures here in Houston. Over to you, Christine.
All right, Britta, thank you. And remember, you at home, you can track the forecast, the temperatures whenever you want. Just download Frank's free forecast weather app. You can find it by searching KPRC in your app store.
Confirmed coronavirus cases continue to grow. Also growing is the impact the virus is having on the economy. The virus is now spreading rapidly outside of China. South Korea has over 900 confirmed cases, while Italy has seen more than 200 this week. The White House has requested more than $1 billion in emergency funding to address the disease.
I think they're reacting to most the fact that this means a lot of other economies are going to be under strain. It is going to be something that 6 months from now, 9 months from now, will in an economic sense be over, and we'll be seeing some recovery.
Monday, the Dow dropped more than 1,000 points, and stock markets worldwide took a plunge amid concerns about the virus. So here's a live look at the stock market big board. Today, the Dow has tumbled nearly 400 points due to coronavirus fears. Early trades this morning showed a rise in U.S. stocks, but the numbers soon fell to negatives. Monday's worries about the coronavirus spreading to economies around the world caused all 3 U.S. indexes to plunge, giving the Dow its worst day in 2 years.
Coyotes are out on the town, and it's raising some concerns for students at Rice University. The school says there have been several reports of the wild animals crossing campus. Rice wants to make sure that students know what to do if they unexpectedly spot a coyote, which are more visible during sunrise and sunset. Campus police suggest keeping pets and kids close by. Avoid feeding the coyotes and never run away or turn your back on the animal, which could lead to a chase. Today, a once powerful movie producer is waking up a convicted sex offender. Harvey Weinstein is currently at Bellevue Hospital, where overnight he was put under medical observation.
It's hard to imagine a place further away from the glitz and the glamour of Hollywood. NBC's Stephanie Gosk reports.
Harvey Weinstein, guilty of sexual assault, including rape, will await his sentencing behind bars. The 67-year-old faces a maximum 25 years, with another trial on felony sexual assault charges looming in Los Angeles. Manhattan's district attorney calling the verdict a moment for history.
Harvey Weinstein has finally been held accountable for crimes he committed.
The jury of 7 men and 5 women found Weinstein guilty of sexually assaulting former production assistant Mimi Haley and raping aspiring actress Jessica Mann. Tarale Wolf was one of 3 women who testified during the trial to establish a pattern of sexual assault. She says Weinstein raped her in 2005.
I never for once thought he would be held accountable, and that's a big part of why I never spoke up, because he is him and I was me. But that's changed now.
Weinstein has been accused of sexual assault and harassment by over 100 women. Many saw this trial as a chance to get justice, even if their own allegations were not part of the case.
I'm just in awe that we saw justice today, and this could happen.
Ashley Judd thanking the women who testified, writing, "You did a public service to girls and women everywhere." Mira Sorvino tweeting, "The beginning of justice. More to come, my sisters." It wasn't a total victory for prosecutors. Weinstein was acquitted of the charge of first-degree rape, as well as the most serious charges, 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, each carrying a sentence of up to life in prison. Those charges based in part on Sopranos actress Annabella Sciorra's accusation that Weinstein raped her in the early 90s. After the verdict, the actress saying in part, "We can never regret breaking the silence," while the defense says the fight is not over.
As sure as I'm a bold man, we will be appealing.
Weinstein has long denied having non-consensual sex.
You can think whatever you want about Harvey Weinstein as a person, but I personally do not believe, as I have said all along, that Harvey Weinstein is guilty of committing these crimes.
When the verdict was read, Weinstein showed little emotion, later handcuffed and escorted out of court. The walker he used for weeks left behind.
Disney is expanding plant-based menu options across Disney theme parks, resorts, and cruise ships, and it has struck a deal with Impossible Foods to make that happen. The company makes plant-based meat meant to look, taste, and cook like the real thing. The partnership makes Impossible the preferred plant-based burger of Walt Disney World Resort, Disneyland Resort, and Disney Cruise Line. Disney chose Impossible Foods over rivals such as Beyond Meat. They were some of the most popular movies to hit theaters last year.
Coming up, a look at the offerings from Hollywood that are now available for home streaming.
And next, the coronavirus is having an impact on the entertainment world, how it's affecting the shooting of the newest installment of Mission Impossible.
But first, here's a live look at Wall Street. Welcome back. Tom Cruise's next Mission Impossible movie has hit a snag. The first 3 weeks of filming for Mission Impossible 7, they were scheduled to take place in Italy, but with more than 200 cases of the coronavirus there, public gatherings have been halted, and the film shoot in Venice has been called off, at least for now.
Cry Pretty is doing pretty well for Carrie Underwood. The latest album from the singer-songwriter has been certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. The RIAA has also certified 4 singles from the album, including the title track, which has gone gold.
By now, you've probably seen the trailer for a new thriller called Invisible Man. In it, you see a woman terrorized by her abusive ex. The only thing is, she can't see him. The movie is based on a novel by Ralph Ellison. Elizabeth Moss of Mad Men and Handmaid's Tale fame, she plays the lead for that. She was just one of the many stars shining brightly on the red carpet for last night's movie premiere at the TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood.
Derek Jeter is one of the best players to ever play the game of baseball. He is also once the owner of the most expensive jersey in modern history to sell at auction. The first one he ever wore for the New York Yankees sold yesterday for $369,000. He donned it during his debut game in May of 1995 and continued to wear it for the remainder of the season. Jeter went on to become the Yankees' all-time hits leader and 6th in all-time MLB history.
This week's video releases feature 2 James Bonds, 1 comedian not being funny, and an up-and-coming star in 2 different roles. Raphael Seth explains as we take a look at the movies that are now available for home viewing.
I suspect foul play.
Daniel Craig serves up Southern fried justice in Knives Out. The James Bond star goes from Her Majesty's Secret Service to a detective service in this one. He's investigating the demise of a wealthy author on the night of his birthday. The case is initially ruled suicide by Get Out star Lakeith Stanfield until Craig's investigation reveals multiple murder motives after the patriarch cuts financial ties with his family. Knives Out's available on digital, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K.
You're taking my money all over town, placing bets.
Adam Sandler chases hoop dreams in Uncut Gems. The comedian takes on a serious role in this one. He's a New York jeweler with a talent for trouble. Lakeith Stanfield also appears in this film, introducing the reckless gambler to a basketball star. And with that access comes a series of bad bets with borrowed money that could make or break Sandler, depending on which way the ball bounces. Uncut Gems is digital this week.
Right full rudder, reverse starboard engine.
Sean Connery is in too deep in The Hunt for Red October. This Tom Clancy adaptation celebrates its 30th anniversary with a collector's edition. Connery is a Russian captain guiding a technologically superior submarine toward the American coast. And while U.S. intelligence prepares for war, a previously unknown analyst named Jack Ryan is convinced the Russian is trying to defect. The Hunt for Red October is available on digital, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. That's the Video View. Raphael Seth, NBC News.
Also out this week, season 10 of the Showtime series Shameless. They are the heartwarming reunions we just love to see.
Yeah, I can never get enough of these. Naval Chief Michael Ryan met his 4-month-old for the first time since he was deployed 7 months ago. Ryan and 144 others were on the USS Texas submarine. They patrolled the Indo-Pacific with a stop in Australia. Ryan says that he is happy for his break and excited to finally meet his young son.
That feels great.
And how is united
team with you, baby, for the first time?
It's fantastic. So happy to get to see him and meet him for the first time. Even though he's a little tired, it's okay.
He's like, I don't care if you're crying, if you're smiling, I'm so happy. I'm holding you. Oh my gosh.
Those sounds.
The strength of those families to be a part during a time like that.
Thank you for your service.
Without a doubt, thank you. Yes, so sweet.
Every time.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, for somebody that's had their husband deployed before, having them come home is pretty special, but to have a little one in the mix, my goodness. So thank you for your service. Yes. I wish we could just have a reel of it going all day long.
I know.
Weather today is something to smile about. It is gorgeous outside. We have sunny skies. Temperatures outside are starting to warm up after a cool start. Tomorrow's going to be much different. So if you like spring, enjoy today. If you like winter, hey, you're going to be so happy tomorrow. I think all of us are going to be grabbing all the layers that we have outside. Temperatures right now generally in the 60s. We're at 64 degrees right now on the southwest side. Galveston right now 62 degrees, 70 in Palacios, and temperatures in Huntsville in the upper 50s. So it is kind of all about location right now temperature-wise. We have a cold front that's going to be rolling through. That is going to bring us in that winter air for tomorrow. Right now we're expecting to be south of that today, so we'll keep our temperatures generally in the 70s. Pollen count really high, especially for tree pollen. So if you are someone that needs to stay on top of that, we're in the season. You need to make sure that you stay on top of it. It's not going to be changing over the next few weeks, especially with rain out of the forecast. I mean, the clouds have pushed all the way out to sea. We're not going to see rain until we get to the beginning of next week. We just had this ridge of high pressure that's going to really set in overnight. Tomorrow's going to be windy and cold. Temperatures in the 40s tomorrow morning will easily feel like the 30s when you factor in that strong wind. As we go to the afternoon, we'll be in the 50s, and then we're going to keep it very brisk for Thursday. In fact, Thursday morning, we will wake up to freezing temperatures. The real warm-up doesn't begin until Friday. And as we go into the weekend, this ridge of high pressure is going to move off to the east and bring back that south breeze. So a little more cloud cover, a little more humidity, and temperatures return to the 70s. Beautiful weather as we kick off rodeo. We have to earn it, though. Here's a look at Thursday morning. Freezing temperatures. So a lot of things are rebutting because of our very mild winter. We actually have an article up on our website, clicktohouston.com, under the weather section if you want details on how to prep your garden, because we are going to have those freezing temperatures reaching all the way down to I-10. Now, there are certain spots in Fort Bend County, Brazoria County that I wouldn't be surprised. Sugar Land, Angleton, you're going to be flirting with that freezing mark, so be prepared. As we get past Thursday morning, though, we start our warm-up. 70s are back for the weekend, and we have Dynamo starting off their season on Saturday. A look towards next week, it looks really mild with a lot of 70s in the forecast. Typically, once we get to rodeo, the chance of winter weather kind of goes out the window, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last freeze that we see, but definitely some cold stuff heading our way for Wednesday and Thursday.
I kind of think that rodeo season should have its own, forecast, just in general, because you say, hey, when rodeo starts, you never really know what you're going to get.
And by the end of rodeo, we'll have a couple really hot and humid days.
Yeah,
so hot. Guaranteed. All right, Brittany, thank you. We'll be right back.
We're all lawyers.
Villa Sport Athletic Club and Spa is bringing the future of fitness to all 3 of its Houston area locations. They're rolling out group cycling classes that use virtual reality tech to boost the experience. Health reporter Haley Hernandez has more.
Hey guys, I'm here at this Cinco Ranch Villa Sport where they're doing a new type of fitness class. You see, it's a cycling class, but you're surrounded by this virtual reality screen. So you are literally working out in another world. Joining me more to talk about it is Bree Hardy. Bree, this is so different from any other cycling class I've seen.
Right, absolutely. So Les Mills the Trip is a completely immersive experience for our members. It really takes you through these worlds, these digitally created worlds, and makes you feel like you're actually in your workout.
And you were saying this is available to members, and when can they come and take this class?
Yes, absolutely. So Villa Sport is going to be the only athletic club in the Houston area that's going to offer Les Mills the Trip. You can experience it today in Cypress. It's going to be launching. We are going to be launching a grand opening on March 5th, and then also our Woodlands location will launch on March 22nd.
And membership is $119 a month, but this is really, like we were saying, nothing like anything you've ever seen. We're hearing the woos come from everybody taking the class, because you kind of feel like you're on a roller coaster too. Even though the bikes are stationary, it feels like you're moving.
Yes, the visual and audio synchronization really amplifies your workout. It increases your heart rate, your calorie burn, just get you excited to work out and jump in with us.
It sounds like people are excited. Are you guys having fun? All right, you heard it. straight from them. Take a look at what they're looking at. They're starting this one right here. This, again, is opening today in Cypress, and then Cinco Ranch and Woodlands is coming. Reporting from the Cinco Ranch location at Villa Sport, I'm Haley Hernandez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Pretty cool. All right, Haley, thank you. A new series on Amazon getting some unwanted attention. What's behind the controversy that has nothing to do with the story plot?